Hi, this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils, Health Matters, and Living the Wholesome Life. And we are on week 39, day 5 of our positive, peaceful affirmations that we are doing every day, Monday through Friday. We are following Dr. Susan Lawton's book, Positive Peaceful Growth Calendar, that you can buy at Aroma Tools or Oil Life. And if you love positive affirmations and you love music therapy, if you love essential oils and aromatherapy, I think you're really going to appreciate this book. The affirmation that we have been concentrating on the entire week is I celebrate my successes. And we've been journaling about our successes. We've been waking up thinking about 3 of our successes, maybe even going to sleep, thinking about 3 of our successes, whether they were the successes of the day or the successes from long ago. Just praising ourselves for our successes, celebrating ourselves in small and big ways, in private and public ways. Just sharing who we are. As we are going into Father's Day weekend this weekend, we definitely want to take some time and celebrate our fathers. What are we going to give them? What's their love language? And let's make sure that each of our fathers know that we love them, that we appreciate them. You know, fathers aren't perfect. We're not perfect. God has the only person who has ever been perfect on this earth was Jesus Christ. There's a quote that I don't know whether it's Jeffrey R. Holland or Dallin H. Oaks, but the quote said that the only person that ever walked on earth was Jesus Christ, and the rest of us are not perfect, and God deals with it, and so should we. So you know what? I had a beautiful, wonderful dad, but no one's perfect. And if you had a very imperfect dad, can we just let our expectations of perfection go? And can we love them for who they are and the good things that they had, the good qualities that they had? Everyone has some qualities. Everyone tried in some ways. Everyone did some good things. And can we celebrate that and just praise and honor that this weekend? Make amends if we need to make amends with our dad. Bridge that gap. Let our dads know that we love them. We're human. We want our children to forgive us too, right? And so let's make sure we're extending that forgiveness out, if that's what we need to do. And anyway, let's definitely make sure that we are celebrating and praising our dads this weekend. The affirmation for the entire day I am loving, and it is I keep the big picture in mind, so I keep moving. I love that. I keep the big picture in mind, so I keep moving. I keep the big picture in mind, so I exercise. I keep the big picture in mind, so I eat right. No, I'm not saying things that I'm 100% perfect in, but I'm saying things that we could. That sometimes it's hard to do things that we don't want to do, but when we keep the big picture in mind, we keep doing the little things that make it. So I keep the big picture in mind. So I and chat. Okay. I keep the big picture in mind. Um, what do you do to keep going when you keep the big picture? So if I'm working on business and I reach obstacles, I keep working. I don't and say like if well, if it's meant to be, it'll be easy. To be, it'll happen quickly. Um, what attitude when it came to inventing the light bulb, right? What was it, like 900 and some odd tries? Caleb, do you remember how many tries? It was like the historic super lock. Super locks things on. For today, well, the whole entire week has been celebration by Kool and the Gang. Just reminding us that is we're celebrating, just to take the time to celebrate the big things, the little things, to celebrate with our friends, to let people know, hey, something happened in my life that's worth celebrating. Come along, let's celebrate. Okay, the diffuser blend that we've been diffusing, which is the oil of passion. You can think of it as passionate love or just passion for something. Oil for or Chinese literature back in 2000 BC. Egypt as a very commodity. In every single kitchen worldwide, because of its beauty, because of the way it smells, because of the way it tastes, because of the way it adds some punch and some flavor to foods. It comes from the bark. And okay, so the one is that you have cinnamon and you have cassia. Now cinnamon is much more rare, much more hard to harvest, and so a lot of people, a lot of industries and companies will substitute the cheaper cassia, because cassia smells like cinnamon as well. There's just a slight difference in smell. Cassia's the bark. Now we've been kind of studying essential oils a little bit on where do they come from, because they have those properties when they come from different parts of the plant. So thanks hon. So cinnamon comes from the bark, and bark, when you think of bark, I want you to think of our skin. Our skin helps to protect us, helps to create healthy barriers between us and the rest of the world. And hold on. Anyway, and so bark is like that for a tree. It's there for protection. So any oil that comes from the bark of a tree is going to be a very protective oil. We've learned that leaves help us breathe, and so leaves are very good for the respiratory tract. Flowers are very relaxing. Fruits are very uplifting, energizing. Also, they for trees that produce fruits, the fruit is like the whole reason for the tree. It's like the goal of the tree. So diffusing your citrus oils, your fruit oils, can help us reach our goals. Okay, so that's a little bit about each of the parts of plants and what they do for us physically. Okay, and cinnamon is one of the most commonly mentioned oils in the Bible. Some of the benefits of cinnamon essential oil is that it boosts the immune system, and so you'll find it in a lot of immune diffuser blends. It also can help balance the blood sugar. Now, there's been so many studies done on this one, on how cinnamon essential oil, or even just cinnamon, can help us balance our blood sugar. It's a warming oil, and so you're going to never want to put this oil in your bath. It would be way too hot to put in a bath. Never, never, never. And you do want to, because it's a warming oil, it's beautiful to use on tight or painful muscles or tendons. Putting a couple drops of cinnamon in with in a carrier oil like olive oil or coconut oil would be wonderful and then rubbing that on where you're sore would be wonderful. It's also a beautiful oil to use in wintertime because it helps boost circulation. So if you have different parts of your body that you're trying to boost circulation to, that would be also a wonderful blend to put in a carrier oil and rub on. And remember, cinnamon's a hot oil, so just a drop or two is really all you need in like a tablespoon. Cinnamon is super good to rub on your toenails or your fingernails for healthy nails. Most people have beautiful fingernails, but rubbing it on your toenails can really, really help them stay healthy. And you can put a drop of cinnamon into sparkling water or even just a regular glass of water. Now, when I put essential oils in my water, usually my go-to oils are the citrus oils, the lemon, tangerine, lime, grapefruit, beautiful oils like that. I had never put cinnamon in my water until I read it that you can. I'm like, oh yeah, of course you can put cinnamon in water. So I tried it and it had a beautiful, beautiful warming taste. So if you're putting essential oils in your water, you're definitely gonna want to get the highest, the best oils that you can on the market, the highest grade, which I believe is doTERRA. So let me tell you why. Definitely all essential oils are not created equally. Some people put fillers in their oils to produce them less expensively. doTERRA is 100% committed to pursuing what is pure. So doTERRA third-party tests every single batch of oil. You can look at and they put the batch number on the bottom of your bottle. So you can go to a site called Source to You and type in your batch number and you can see all of the tests that were run on your batch of oils and see all of the results. Anyway, definitely putting the cinnamon. Can you imagine like cinnamon hot chocolate? Doesn't that sound like amazing? So cinnamon definitely something that you can add to your drinks. You can add it to your smoothies. You can add it to your oatmeal. You can soak apples in, just like get a drop of cinnamon and then cut up an apple and put it in a bowl, put some water in it, put some cinnamon in it, and just like let the cinnamon flavor those apples. It's going to taste so amazing. Now, if you don't want to use your cinnamon, you can also do all of those same things with cassia, which has a very, very similar taste. And cinnamon in your pancakes, just putting a drop of cinnamon oil into your pancake batter, it's gonna definitely boost the taste on that. Okay, so those are some of the physical benefits of cinnamon oil. The top 3 are immune support, the way it helps to balance out blood sugar, and how good it can be to rub on stiff joints or achy muscles. Okay, moving on to patchouli essential oil. Patchouli comes from the Hindustani word patchouli, meaning to scent. And Indian shawls and fabrics were scented with patchouli essential oil in the 1800s. It comes from the leaf, or maybe it was patchouli leaves. I don't know whether they scented it with essential oil or leaves. Anyway, it comes from the leaf of the plant. Now, what do leaves do? They breathe for the plant. So they're going to be super good for respiratory support. Now, emotionally, remember that Chinese medicine believes that we store our anxiety, our fears, and our grief in our lungs. And so emotionally, that's going to be very supportive of releasing those fears, releasing that anxiety, kind of calming that anxiety down, and working through that sadness. It comes from the Libaceae family, which includes lavender, mint, and sage. So if you're familiar with families, families of plants have some similar properties. They're not exactly the same. Just like you're not the same as your sister or your brother, but you do have some similarities. So it's nice to know what other things are in the family. The plant is native to tropical regions of Asia and is now extensively cultivated in China, India, Malaysia, Indonesia, Mauritius, the Philippines, Taiwan, Thailand, and Vietnam. So, patchouli. Most people, when they think of patchouli, they think of the 60s, which definitely was a time of radical change in the United States. Some of the physical properties of patchouli essential oil is that you can use it as a deodorant. Now, this is one that you can put on neat, or which means you can put straight on, or you can put in a carrier oil to extend it. I would recommend putting it in a carrier oil. So you can put a couple drops in water and just spray it underneath your arms, or you can put it a few drops in coconut oil or olive oil and put that underneath. Put a couple drops into like a tablespoon of coconut oil or olive oil and put that underneath your arms to use for a deodorant. Patchouli is one of those essential oils that are adaptogenic, which means that they can adapt. They're smart and they can adapt on what they do for your body. And patchouli can help balance hormones. It can help bring things into balance. So many oils, that's their action. They're adaptogenic, which means they help to bring back into balance. So cinnamon, high blood sugar, low blood sugar, it can bring your blood sugar back into balance. Lemon, high blood pressure, low blood pressure. Lemon helps to bring your blood pressure back into balance. And patchouli helps to bring your hormones to diffuse. Hormones, it can encourage the release of serotonin and dopamine, and these hormones can have feelings of and don't you love science? Science studies have come through later on and prove what Chinese medicine, indigenous medicine, known the whole time, great for area. And again, science can help anxiety, right? And that's what we talked about. They help calm those fears. Anyway, and anxiousness. You can use it in wash or your moisturizer. You can also your conditioner for your hair to help back into balance. Patchouli and marks get to sleep. That's why they put it in so many baby products. And so patchouli, it's also one that is for you sleep. Patchouli repellent. Now we had talked about how Indians with patchouli of its ability to repel insects that could damage the cloth. And so patchouli, there's a long list of what it can help repel. Mosquitoes, flies, ants, lice, moths, termites, flies. So you can use patchouli outside when you are gardening or dining in the back. Or you, especially if bugs or lice. And is known to help fight fever. Dieters love it because it can help curb appetite. It is neuroprotective very good for good mental health. It's great for good cellular health. It's beautiful to put the kidneys, toxins in the body. Very supportive to those who have allergies or autoimmune disorders. It helps. So, a lot of people use when they're meditating, or even maybe in prayer, or when they're brainstorming or journaling. So patchouli, well, ones that were super important. Patchouli can have things across the board. Basil is as Saint Joseph's wort. Now, that's different, totally different from St. John's wort, which you may have heard is beautiful for a number of its own reasons. This is not, I'm not talking St. John. There are over 150 kinds of basil, but Ocimum basilicum is known for its therapeutic for the most having the most therapeutic effects, and that is what doTERRA's basil is. It's Ocimum basilicum. So, and basilicum meaning king. The French called the basilicum is a Greek word meaning king, and the French called royal herb. Jewish some believed that it strengthens a person, which is the in India, and medicinal. So you can see that cultures around the world have prized and used basil essential oil. So, the it's great for headaches. It's great for pain. It's beautiful for pain. And so the French used it. Many people use headaches. It is my go-to for headaches. I'm gonna try it. I really get headaches. Get a headache. I go for it and see what I think about the French have used for migraines. So if that's something that ever with or someone that you know does, getting basil and how I would use it for a not and 5 drops of On Guard and 5 drops of lemon in like a spray bottle about that big. Just spraying it on the counter, spraying it on everything, cleaning it off. Just basil is another one that is well known for helping to kill germs. For that reason, basil is wonderful, wonderful to diffuse. You can help mix basil with eucalyptus for more respiratory support blend. It's great to gargle if you feel like throat coming in, just a drop of to help with the pain, and then a drop of melaleuca to help kill germs. Just so like the fumes of oils can go so basil because it is pain killing, and because it helps with germs. That's just basically resting that cotton ball on your ear just so the fumes of the basil can help with that ear infection. And things that are natural. Now, if I'm trying it's natural, go to the doctor 100%. 100%. I think that God gave us things in our life. Okay, but I love trying to address things first myself. Knowledge and information at our fingertips now. Remember, so it's going to be great for skincare. You can put it in your cleaner to help give your skin a boost and help kind of clear the complexion. You can add it to your toothpaste, to your mouthwash for good health. Now, if you feel like you've been working really, really hard, inhaling basil, rosemary, and frankincense in a roller bottle, maybe like 10 drops of each, and then roll it over your head. You're going to remember, kind of avoid your eyes, but you can roll it over your head on the back of your neck to help with memory function and cognition. Studies with mice, basil can help with both memory retention and memory retrieval. So with retaining memories, or being like, we know it, but being able to retrieve it. And so that's a beautiful, that basil, rosemary, frankincense is a beautiful blend to help with that. Great to use or put on during TED. And basil, it's interesting that the things that are used for bug bites in traditional medicine or lore also are is one that is good for both, that to help soothe bug bites and snake bites. This qualifier, bit by if everyone is getting bit by a snake, 100% we are rushing to the hospital. But I hope I have the presence of mind to have my basil and my patchouli with me to maybe help calm the. I love knowing what to use for emergencies. Okay. Basil is great to use to help clear up infection. You can put a couple in jojoba on your affected. It's beautiful for the digestive system as well. It can help, is known for helping to stimulate the digestion, also naturally relieve constipation. It is, we've already talked about how it's adaptogenic and it can help balance the hormones, but for this reason, it's also really good about how it can help balance. But it can bring them back into balance. It can help balance our hormone system. Our menstrual, known as both of it, has spectrum properties. So this is what it's going to do for it. It's going to calm and help quiet a dry cough while are going to the lungs from building up mucus. It is very supportive for their health, and like it can also help balance blood. It can help with candida. So for that, you can put 2 drops of basil into a tablespoon of coconut oil and rub it over the abdomen and bladder several times a day. And as it's a member of the mint family, its medicinal action resembles that of peppermint. So if you're use a play around with how many drops you want to add, but that gives your lemonade more of a soothing flavor, but a different kick. We try something different. Wakes up our brain a little. Awesome. Now this is one that I have tried lavender lemonade. I haven't tried lemonade. So, and you're just gonna want to put in enough drops, just kind of add a few and taste it. Then you can see next time whether you want to add less or more. So, basil. Oh my gracious, that is good for so many. So cinnamon. Those are the physical properties of the diffuser blends that we've been diffusing all week. The cinnamon, the basil. Hey, just letting you know that the song that we have been diffusing this whole entire week is 2 drops of cinnamon, which is oil of passion. Present and enjoying the now, enjoying the moment that's happening right now. And then 2 drops of basil, the oil of renewal, and the song that we've been listening to for the entire week, and I hope is Celebration by Kool and the Gang. And as we're going into the Father's Day weekend, let's make big celebrations to celebrate the men in our lives too, whether they're young or old. I remember as children, we girls always got gifts on Mother's Day because someday we were going to be a mother, and my parents honored and celebrated that. And so celebration just brings in the happiness, brings in the positive energy, brings in the joy. Okay, this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils, Health Matters, and Living the Wholesome Life, reminding us all that we have the incredible power within us with God to make every day a great day. Bye-bye.